Gating is goddamn atrocious.
The classes are completely fucking imbalanced.
We got more mobs, more of the same goddamn mobs. So much fun.
You get punished for having a bad team.
What are they doing? Trash game!
Don't cry, Tommy. They're not talking about you in Neverwinter. Look. And welcome back to episode 2 of the update. So what was all that about? Well, things have kind of changed throughout the years. Like, I remember when I was younger, we'd pick up a gaming magazine to see what was rated like 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, and that would be the game we'd go to Toys R Us and pick up. And that person that was telling us that was someone who was paid, a critic, who that was their job, to be completely unbiased, testing out a game, whether it was a first-person shooter or an RPG, and well, mostly it was around fighting games like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter at that time. But I digress. Things have shifted. Now, with people having so much access to games and access to the internet, everyone has become a critic. And I know I'm very critical about, the development team with Neverwinter and other games because I am passionate about it. I'm not a paid professional critic, and a lot of times some of my stuff is not unbiased. And I can't help it because that's a game that I spend my time playing. But with all those games, and Neverwinter included, where there's so many people ranting about the same things, complaining, whining, being passionate, angry, whatever you want to call it, what does that mean? Does that mean that these game companies and developers are doing everything wrong? Or are we overly critical? And that's something that I just want to ask you. So let me know down in the comment section below. In some news, right now, Final Fantasy 15 is on its last leg. It started out being released in a delayed state, and so now are supposedly the final 4 DLCs now are just now down to 1, Arden, which is going to come out, I believe, March 2019. They've gone through a world of hurt. They ended up losing $33 million, and we can only assume it was due to the DLCs. They also lost their game director, Hajime Tabata. So, Final Fantasy 15, done and out the window, and you know what? The way multiplayer was executed on it, it's kind of okay. They need to be focusing more on their next AAA title. In bigger news, Warframe, their Fortuna update, was released on PC recently. So if you're like Harrison Ford, neo sci-fi, like Blade Runner kind of person, you're gonna love this game. So it takes place in the city of Fortuna, and you get so much different stuff. You get the new K drive, which is essentially a hoverboard, but it's not only usable here in this new open world in Fortuna, it's actually also usable in Eidolon. And you can actually switch in between your Arcwing and your board, doing tricks, doing different attacks. It's amazing like what they were able to do and then carry that over to Eidolon. Also bringing forth new companion. You can actually build your own MOA companion. And speaking of companions, the new mods that are coming out in here are great. So everyone that was just using Sentinel companions because those were the only ones that could pick anything up, now you don't have to worry about that because there is a mod now where your Kavat or Kubro or Helmut Charger is going to be able to pick things up too. So that's going to open up a whole world of different builds and leveling that you can do there. Now, I won't get much into the storyline into it because you either already seen about it or I don't want to spoil anything at all for you. But just some of the content that was added to it. So like in the Plains of Eidolon, we were introduced to Zaws, melee weapons that you can craft piece by piece. And essentially those are almost the most powerful ones in the game depending on your playstyle. Now we have kit guns. So little secondary pistol weapons that work like the Zaws. You piece them together after you've got enough favor within Solaris, you can create these own weapons. And initial reception is actually really good on the damage output that you can get from them. So this is definitely an update to check out. There's a lot more going on in there. I just love what Warframe has done. Like, from where it started out, it's almost, they didn't make promises like No Man's Sky, but they're definitely fulfilling more than was expected, and it's amazing to see where the game's come from. Now, also in gaming news, we've been waiting for this for quite some time. Microsoft has teamed up with Razer, and now we're going to get proper mouse and keyboard support. Now, there were workarounds before that people have found, but it was never executed very properly. Now, one of the first games that are going to be properly supported with this, of course, is Fortnite, one of the biggest titles still out there right now, and that's going to be working with the kind of the cross-platform thing. So, you know, someone that's using a keyboard and mouse on a computer is not going to have as much of an advantage against someone on console. Now, there'll still be things like input lag, video lag, depending on, you know, if you have like maybe the Xbox One X. It's still not going to be compared to a higher end computer, but at least this way that deficit's going to be a little bit smaller. And now there will be Xbox and Razer keyboard and mouse setups specific for Xbox that you can buy. I doubt that they will be, you know, cheap, but you will still have support for other keyboard and mice, although, you know, maybe a $9 mouse or a $5 keyboard. There could be some problems, but definitely keep an eye out for that update rolling out, which will be coming out very soon. They're going to be rolling out more and more titles that have this keyboard support, and then of course when you have the keyboard and mouse software update, you may find that there's some games that are not fully executed by this, but you'd still be able to use it with it.
Alright, now for viewer comments. Elder Scrolls gang now, my dude. Hashtag never looked back. Thanks, Danny. I do like Elder Scrolls, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to move. I don't feel I want to leave Neverwinter. Just waiting for the next mod to drop on Xbox. And Quentin says, Craptic took a profession system that worked and, in typical fashion, shit all over it, chucked it out the window, and replaced it with the massively broken bullshit we have now. Yes, there are people that are not going to like the new profession system, and in some aspects I do agree with you, Quentin. However, with such a large game, with many games, it's hard to make everyone happy with the profession system. I will say this though, the changes that they've made this far are huge improvements over what they had as far as when compared to other profession systems. Yeah, it's a little more in depth, but it gives you more to do. Kitty Wampus Drum says, how about just fixing Lagtopia, aka all of Icewind Dale? Seriously, there's like an old computer from 1959 running this, or maybe a monkey playing with an abacus. Yeah, I do have to agree with you. Even places like FBI, which is a little newer. I would love to see how my Trickstroke stands up in soloing that, but sometimes even just solo play, there's some weird lag in there. So yeah, I agree with you. Hopefully they fix some of the lag issues they have with their older content and their newer content before focusing on newer things. Mage, your videos weren't in my feed. I'll try to watch and comment your Twitter. I could use legendary mounts. Also, I'm glad I wasn't imagining your tooth missing. Thanks, Helena. Yeah, YouTube systems are kind of weird. The fact that I took a month-long break while getting everything moved out pretty much removed me from the feed and started me from scratch. So hopefully we can get some momentum going here. I'm glad that you were able to stumble onto the video, and yes, yeah, my tooth is missing. Might be missing for a while. I've got some other things that I need to focus on financially, but I can still eat and I can still talk, so as long as you guys can deal with my tooth missing in the videos, I think we'll be just fine. And once again, if you don't see your comments in here, you may see them next time, or I've already responded to you within the comment box in the videos. Alright, so we've got a lot going on in the world of Neverwinter. Across all platforms, you have 15% off the Wondrous Bazaar, so if there's anything you need out of there, definitely check that out. And we've got some free items heading your way if you check out the CM Casual Play on Twitch. They'll be doing some drops in there. Hopefully in the future, maybe they'll give some other Twitch streamers some drops to give to their viewers. We'll have to see. Now for PC, we've got the Wanderers of Gone event, so prepare to get your doohickeys as well as your Forge Hammer chances and help with those new professions. Having some trouble getting through Icewind Dale, need a discount on bags, or even get more influence. That's definitely going on PC, and yeah, if you need to get that done, now's the time. Now on consoles, prepare to be able to get some cool weapon transmutes or some mounts with the Gate Crash event, and as well as getting some more shards through your stronghold as well starting November 15th. Now there are some items for Xbox you can buy on the store. Use your own judgment. Could be good for new players, not so good for seasoned players. Now don't forget, we still have the giveaway on Neverwinter on all consoles for the T-Rex pack and Legendary packs. I'll put some details down in the description so you'll have your chance to enter. And I want to thank you for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification so you can see other episodes of the update as well as some other videos. And I will see you out there.
Thanks for watching. Click the left to see the previous video, click to the right to see another video, and down at the bottom to subscribe. And to stay up to date with what's going on with the channel, follow on Facebook and Twitter.